Hello everyone, Jones here bringing another shoutcast. Today I actually have VPFaith from VP Gamers on the left side of the map, and on the right side of the map I have, I'm going to call him Delsim. That's probably wrong, you guys are probably going to criticize that, but he's going to be Delsim today. Delsim from SKS. I don't understand why people have such weird names, I swear. And when it comes to a guy like me that can't pronounce names, it makes it very, very difficult. So Delsim is who you're going to be. If it's wrong, I do apologize. I try my best, and yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. Anyways, we're gonna have a Zerg versus Terran matchup. Delsim is gonna be our Zerg player, obviously. Our Terran player is gonna be Faith on the left side of the map, and it's gonna be on sKsDhalism. So we're gonna have to wait and see how this game actually ends up going. We are gonna see actually Faith start to block off his ramp, which is a very, very good thing to do against a Zerg opponent, just because you don't want any Zerglings to attack you early on, get inside your base, and just do a lot of damage to your economy, I should say. Early on, we are going to see Faith actually going across the map to scout. He doesn't have to scout down here because you cannot load on the site. You can't actually spawn on the same side of the map. You have to be on the exact opposite direction, but you can actually spawn on the right or the bottom on the ladder. So we'll have to wait and see when they find each other. Looks like we are going to have Faith go the right direction on the top of the base, so he's going to be able to find Delsim pretty easily there. And we are going to see Delsim actually go across the map, and it looks like he's going to be scouting the bottom portion, so going the wrong direction, but he'll be able to find Faith pretty early. Be interested to see if we have Faith able to block this off first before he scouts, which is always very, very nice to do, so it actually denies all scouting, especially against a Zerg player. It's very hard to scout early on unless you sacrifice the Overlord. He did actually get his Overlord in here to scout a little bit, so he does see the gas at least, so he knows that he is going for some sort of tech build, not a fast expand build. But here comes the actual drone. He's going to be able to get right into the base. The Marine is on the way right now, but he's going to be able to throw up that supply depot at this point. But that drone is going to be able to be inside the base and do some annoying little scouting, possibly take the actual Vespian geyser if he chooses to. That's exactly what he's going to do. And we are going to see that orbital command complete right now, so he's able to get some mules out if he wants to. Right away gets that one mule down, and we are going to see that Marine start to pick off this extractor as best as he can. On the other side of the map, Faith is going to be able to scout around. He's able to see probably this expansion. Let's go to his view really quick and see what he saw over there. He does see the expansion, and he is going to be able to see, that's about it. Wasn't able to see the actual gas or anything like that inside the base, but if he does scout, he's able to see that right away. Delsim is going to be able to get this extractor trick going here with that one Marine picking away. We are going to see a Reaper come out, though. Reapers do a lot of damage to buildings, so this extractor should go down pretty fast once that Reaper comes out. The only problem is he's going to be able to see that Reaper and be able to react to it accordingly. Expansion goes down for Faith. He's going to be trying to throw down that expansion as fast as he can. And there goes the Reaper. He's going to start picking off this extractor so he can get that gas up and going. Switches to a factory right away with the tech lab on top of it. So he's either going to go with blue flamed Hellions or go with some fast siege tanks. Probably going to go see some Hellions on the field. And that Reaper's going to make its way across the map here to do some economic damage if it can, and also do some scouting information. It's always a bonus. One Zergling here going to be picked off at the Zelnaga Tower right away, so that the command of the map is going to be actually destroyed there, and these Zerglings are going to be able to take those Zelnagas with a Reaper on the field. Medic Ball Boost trying to come out here as fast as he can to deal with this one Reaper. If there are Queens on the field, we are going to be able to see him actually throw down a Spine Crawler as well. So we'll see how he is able to deal with this. Going for the main side of the base, not a good idea. He's going to have to jump up to this ledge. I would think he would want to, but he's actually going to go back home. Or just stay up on the cliff for now. The economy is going to be 23 to 28, pretty even there. The mule's going to make up the difference there. And we are going to see that Medic Ball Boost about 70% done now. And we are going to see him, Faith, actually turn this command center to orbital command, so he's going to be able to get those mules out as fast as he can and work on getting more SCVs out as well. Throw on a second barracks, and we are going to see actual siege tanks instead come out first. No Hellions going to be actually on the map, and a bunker being thrown down, so he's going to be able to start to saturate this as fast as he can. And we are going to be able to see him actually start to produce more SCVs on the top instead. Nope, he cancels that SCV. He's going to actually bring it down to the bottom now. And he has thrown down a starport, so we are going to be able to probably see some medevacs. I would be really shocked if he goes Banshee early on. And we are going to see sKsDhalism actually come in here, be able to scout this out, and probably see everything. Will he be able to see the factory? He's trying to get over here as fast as he can. The siege tank was seen there by the Zerglings, so he is going to be well aware that there are siege tanks in the field. Zerglings trying to pick off this bunker, not going to work, but he does get the scout out, so he does know exactly what Faith has. Doesn't see the starport though, but he is going to be going for medevac, so medevac is going to be good for a few things. Obviously great for attacking your opponent straight up, but also for drops, which can be very vital in Zerg vs Terran, to put as much harassment on as you can. Stem is on the way, about 10% done, and we are going to see both players just macro up as fast as they can. 30 to 36 is the worker count in favor of sKsDhalism right now, and he is going to be going that wonderful lair tech here. It's about 70% done. And we are going to be able to see him probably go lair tech here very shortly to Spire. We'll just have to wait and see if he does get that Spire up or not. We could actually see Infestors on the field as well. There's a few combinations you can go against a Zerg, a Terran player that is. We are going to see him actually fortify this a little bit more, throwing down a bunker and actually starting to saturate both his gases on his expansion. And we are going to be able to have him get a reactor out on top of this starport, so he can get a lot more medevacs out as fast as he can. And we are going to have some upgrades coming down for our Zerg opponent, or Zerg player I should say. He is getting that roach warrant upgrade for his roaches there, which will make the roaches a little bit faster on the creep and off the creep. Baneling nest going down as well, so he's going to be able to get a Baneling Roach combination. Interested to see if he goes Infestors or Lair though. We are going to see Evolution Chamber going down. Nope, there we go. We have a Spire going down finally. It's just started here. So we are going to see a combination of Banelings, Roaches, and Mutas. And we are going to have Faith actually push across the map. He is not going to be able to... he's going to have to fly these guys up on the high ground there, but he can actually get the siege tanks on the low ground, bring the Marines up on the high ground, and just do a great job. But there's an Overlord on the bank here, so he's going to be able to pick off these siege tanks pretty easily. These siege tanks are going to fall pretty fast, though. These Roaches are going to be able to pick them off pretty effectively. The only thing left is the Marines, but the Marines are going to have to back away. Definitely a very good position of the Overlord on this high ground here, so he's able to see that drop coming, because that could have been very bad if he wasn't able to get an Overlord over there. Would have had to force him to get an Overseer or something over there to get that visibility on the low ground. We are having a lot of upgrades come out for both players. That one attack actually being researched for our Terran player Faith, and also he's getting combat shields as well, while our Zerg player is getting that one attack for the Zerglings and Banelings, and also getting those hooks for his Banelings as well. So trying to get some nice upgrades from both players. Worker count 47 to 46, pretty even there, but we have Faith actually having a pretty good lead right now because he has 3 mules out on the field. So looking good for Faith at this point in the game. A third expansion actually just got done being completed here, and he's going to work on the Queens and start to saturate this as fast as he can. The creep spread is doing a pretty good job too. All of his bases are going to be connected here and trying to get across the map as fast as he can. Faith actually taking a little bit of a position here outside of his base here. So if that attack does commence, he's going to be able to get in a great position and catch his Zerg player off guard here. Taking a third base though, that's the reason why he actually came up here, so he can actually start to defend this as best as he can. But we're going to have a lot of mutas on the field here that are going to be able to come across the map. Try not to say here too much. Said it like 10 times in the last few seconds. But here comes the mutas. They're going to come in here, but there's going to be an actual turn right outside that base, so they're going to have to back away. Possibly going to be able to go for this third expansion that's very, very unprotected on the top. Destroys the turn, destroys the SCV building in the command center, so the actual production of this command center is going to stop actually being researched. But we are going to have some Marines be able to push these mutas out of there. Even use a stem, forces a stem on these Marines. Kind of a waste of a stem there. Reaper goes down, and also a Marine on the Zelnaga tower does get destroyed. Another stem goes down. Muta's doing a great job just keeping Faith on his toes. Lots of Banelings, Zerglings, and Mutas coming in here with a bunch of Roaches. Here goes a perfect scan, though. And there's a lot of siege tanks up here able to push this back pretty easily. Going to go for that expansion once again, though. And it's going to be denied once again as well. These Marines trying to come up here as fast as they can. One attack armor, or for the vehicle weapons for the siege tanks, is almost completed there, about 90% done. 7 more mutas on the way. Mutas come in here, need to be very careful though against these marines, trying to pick off a siege tank or two. Lots of zerglings and banelings and roaches coming in here to deal with this command center up on top. It's going to actually make it lift off. The turrets are actually being destroyed as well. So we have sKsDhalism doing a great job putting the pressure on. VPFaith forcing that expansion to be lifted off. And we are going to have Faith kind of in a really awkward position here, losing a lot of marines to this army up at the top. But we are going to see him actually try to push over to the Zelnaga tower. He's really spread out though. These siege tanks are in a lot of trouble too, because the marines are going to be kind of all spread out. The mutas are going to come in here and try to attack as well. Going to pick off a medevac and possibly a siege tank. The siege tank does go down, and the medevac actually I think went down too. There's 4 there, I believe. And oh my, another siege tank's going down, but he needs to get these mutas out before they die. A lot of them are weakened, but he does pick off a few siege tanks. And but a lot of marines, or a lot of mutalists did die there. 3 more mutas on the way, 6 more zerglings on the way as well. And we are going to have the economy be in the favor of the Zerg player now, 48 to 52, but the economy is going to show 1400 to 600 is the worker or the economy now, because he does have the 3rd expansion. Not really saturated though with the, there goes a lot of, wow, that's a lot of probes this got, or drones got started to work on there. But we are going to see him get the gas, which he really needs for those mutas. Got the Carapace upgrade coming across the map for the Zerg player. Lots of mutas, trying to do more harassment. He's doing a great job with these mutas. 2,000 minerals in the bank for our Zerg player, so he's really banking up on those minerals. He does destroy 1 turret here. He's going to be able to take the high ground and possibly pick off some more SCVs. They do get actually brought away. Great timing there, but he actually forces all the SCVs off the line for quite some time there once again. 2 more turrets actually are forced to be built as well. So both players are doing a decent job. Faith doing a great job keeping his macro up and keeping his bases somewhat protected. But we do have sKsDhalism doing a great job putting the pressure on Faith. Sorry, I was just watching a replay of Cry. But Faith doing a great job there. Both players actually doing a pretty good job. And we are going to go to about 18 minutes in the game, and we are going to have the economy about even now, 54 to 67, but the mules are going to make that economy about even there, 15 to 2,000, because of all those drones that he's able to produce, working on his 3rd expansion as well as sKsDhalism. And more upgrades coming out for both players. We have the attack 2 for the weapons for the vehicles, coming off for the siege tanks. 1 armor or 2 level 1 armor going down for his marines as well, and they already have the 1 attack on there too. So doing a great job keeping up on his upgrades. Zerg player sKsDhalism is getting the attack for his mutas as well, and that's going to be the 1 attack. Lots of roaches being produced. We have Thors on the field, which is going to be really good for the mutas. They are somewhere on the field. How many do we have up on right now? 3 mutas on the field, and they are probably in the main base, or oh, there they are, where the mutas are. So the 2 Thors and a bunch of marines are able to back away these mutas once again. The mutas are being kind of somewhat effective, but not really. We do have Faith doing a great job. Both players are going to be about the same with the army size. 86 to 121. Faith a little bit ahead. Mutas coming here picking off the turret as much as they can, but these Thors are going to be able to pick these mutas up, and was able to destroy a lot of them and weaken a whole bunch of them as well. Another expansion going down for Faith. He's going to try taking probably this expansion down on the left side of the map, while we have sKsDhalism doing a great job, already having his 3rd expansion saturated, getting 2 gases on there as well. Both players are coming to the point where they're both going to be maxed out, and just a lot of upgrades being researched. We have that TAC 2 for his Zerglings and Banelings, and the Carapace level 2 being researched, and also we're going to see some Vesters here very shortly, getting the glands for I believe that's the mana. Yeah, the energy, I mean. So we are going to see some infestors here pop out very shortly, and they're going to have plenty of energy on them when they pop. So it's going to make them just that much more effective. And they just got to actually, they bumped their abilities up a little bit about 2 patches ago, so they are very, very effective now. Oh my goodness, this drop is going to be picked off by these mutas here. Will they be able to land? And they do get out of those medevacs pretty decently, but this drop is not going to do much damage because these Zerglings are going to come in here and destroy all these Marines. So definitely a great job being able to scout that out and seeing that happening, because that could have been very bad for this expansion. And as you can see, he's got all this creep actually up and going, so all these bases are going to be combined. So getting the reinforcements to the drops is going to be very, very effective. And we do have some mutas coming across the map. Both players are basically maxed out at this point in the game. Lots of minerals in the bank for the Zerg player, though. 4,500 in the bank. And all these turrets up here to deal. That's a lot of turrets. Is he able to land his expansion there? I'm sure he can. And Faith doing a great job slowly pushing in. This is what you want to do against a Zerg player. You don't want to push in too fast. Even have bunkers up here as well. So he's going to be able to, you know, fortify this and push in slowly to destroy the creep when he needs to. Faith is actually bringing this expansion over at this point in the game, and he's going to be able to have to destroy the turn because it was actually not able to land. So it didn't look like he was able to. I was wondering what he was doing there, but he does see that, and he is able to land this right now. Look at those upgrades, man. Attack 3 on the field for the siege tanks, level 2 armor for his infantry, and look at the Zerg player here. He has the attack 3, carapace 3, and also the glands for the Zerglings coming out. So I mean, both players doing a great job, but I'm very scared for the Zerg player. Look at this army here in the center of the map, doing a great job fortifying that, destroying his actual SCVs to make more room for his infantry or whatever he wants to build. And we have a lot of Broodlords. My goodness, look at all those Broodlords coming across the map, able to pick off these Marines pretty effectively. They do pick them up in the medevacs. He needs to be very careful though not to push these in too far, because he's going to lose them to these couple Vikings here. And here comes the push, and we are going to see him. He needs to back away these Broodlings, get back a little bit at least, because the Vikings are going to town here, and we are going to see him actually push across the map. Broodling's doing a great job trying to, you know, tank as much damage, but there's just so much here. The siege tanks are unsieged at this point. This would be a great time to push in. Broodlord's just getting picked off though. I don't know why he's letting these Broodlords die to these 2 Vikings. He needs to get some Corruptors out. 7 Corruptors on the way to deal with these Vikings. But why is he letting his Broodlords die? I do not know. Basically, they're just coming here being... Finally, he's going to push in here. This is not a good idea, I don't think, though. And here comes a lot of Zerglings and Banelings. They're going to come in here and try to do as much damage as they can. Not a lot of damage was done, though, but a lot of Thors here are going to go down. But there's going to be siege tanks on the high ground as well, and this army's going to be able to be picked off pretty easily. But look at the actual army count raised once again, though, because he has so many minerals in the bank. 4,000 minerals were in the bank. Now he only has 3,000 in the bank. 19 roaches on the way, 3 Ultralisks, and 18 Zerglings are being produced. So, I mean, he was able to break up this containment a little bit, but the only thing that's left is going to be siege tanks. But look at this, a drop and misses completely. We are going to have Faith actually destroying the expansion down here. So doing a great job with this drop. He's going to back away. It destroys a lot of workers too. The worker count's going to be about 38 to 57 now. He's going to be a little bit behind in the worker count though. Making sure I didn't miss anything there. I was too busy in the middle of the map. And we are going to have Faith actually reinforce this once again with a few siege tanks and Marines. And we are going to have more Broodlords coming into play with a lot of Ultralisk on the field. 4 more Broodlords coming, 1 Corruptor, and that's about it. And we are going to see him actually max out his army once again here very shortly. 167 to 138 is the worker count, or army count and worker count combined. The army count is actually 92 to 90, so very even. Actually, Faith a little bit ahead there, 98 to 92. Building bunkers in the middle of the map as much as you can to try to fortify this middle map. And we have Deslam building his expansion once again after it got destroyed. Broodlord's pushing in here once again. He needs to be very careful of these Broodlords. Last time they were kind of in there too long, and these Vikings are going to start picking them off once again. Makes the bunker be canceled there, and we are going to have them actually do some tanking here. Corruptors coming here to pick off the Vikings, and here comes the massive army here from Deslam. This is going to actually be very bad for Faith. Faith is going to lose all of his Marines right away, but these Ultralisks just got destroyed there because we have siege tanks on the high ground and in the back, and a lot is being destroyed. And the only thing that's really left is one Ultralisk and a couple Broodlords in the back, and we are going to have him actually try to fortify this as much as he can from both sides of the map. And these siege tanks are doing a lot of damage, and we are going to see even Infestors join in the mix with one Broodlord just going to town as much as he can. 12 Zerglings, 5 Ultralisks, and 2 more Broodlords being produced, while on the other side of the map we have 7 Marines and 2 Vikings. Lots of siege tanks coming in here to try to get in position to deal with this as much as they can. These Marines are doing a great job, but the Broodlords are going to be able to take advantage of this. And here comes the attack. Once again, just keeps on coming across the map as these Broodlords, but these Broodlords are finally going to go down, but a lot of Broodlords still left. The siege tanks are going to be able to clean this up pretty effectively. 136 to 112. The army count is actually 69 to 69. Completely even once again. Faith is actually going to be able to start to saturate this expansion here very shortly, trying to get it up and going. These Broodlords are being very, very annoying, but he's kind of letting these be sacrificed against these Vikings, though. Don't really agree with that. More Zerglings coming in, but they're going to be slaughtered by these +3 tanks here. That's a lot of damage that these can deal. But here comes the Ultralisk and Zergling army, and these Ultralisks doing a great job picking off the Marines, and they're actually going to go for the expansion instead, and possibly going to be able to do a lot of damage down here because the siege tanks are going to have to unsiege, and they're very slow. The only thing that's coming in here is going to be a bunch of Marines and some Hellions here to deal with this, but there's a lot of Ultralisks going to town on this expansion down below. Marines trying to do a lot of damage, but they're being picked off by these Ultralisks. Siege tanks finally coming in here to be able to deal with this, and they should be able to clean this up pretty effectively with that +3 attack. And look at those Ultralisks just die so fast. A lot of mules. Will you be able to pick these mules off? That could be very big since they just landed, and he is able to pick off 1 mule, 2 mules go down. Very, very annoying to lose those mules like that with full energy, but those 2 mules do survive. Economy is going to be about 1,300 to 1,100 now in favor of the Zerg player, and then the army size is going to be about 91 to 61 in favor of Faith now. So Faith is going to be ahead in the actual economy, or in the army count. Economy though is going to be 32 to 60. Look at that, only 32 workers left for Faith. Faith losing a lot of workers and mules, and he would actually sacrifice the few SCVs early on to get more room for his army, and that can actually put him in a lot of trouble here because I mean the economy for Deslam is just going nuts, and he's even expanding once again. But look at all those orbital commands on the field. Who needs SCVs when you have that many mules? 37 to 63 is the worker count now, and 4 mules on the field for Faith. So his economy is going to be actually ahead. That's crazy. All those mules are able to put you that far ahead. They all did just die, but he is able to get a lot of troops out, and these mutas are going to be in danger of dying by a lot of Vikings now. Very interesting switch in the build here from Faith, getting lots of Vikings to deal with the mutas and the corruptors, and also those annoying little Broodlords. 116 to 60 is the army count now, way in favor of Faith here. Faith has a massive army. This is not looking good for Deslam at all. Faith is going to be able to push across the map now with a lot of siege tanks in this mix. And he's going to go for this expansion down here. He's going to easily be able to destroy this. Faith getting to the point where he's almost maxed out with this huge army, and a well upgraded army too, may I add. The only thing that's not upgraded is his Vikings. And we are going to see him just basically dominate with all these siege tanks. My goodness, it's a huge army. And he is going to try to, Destin trying to get around this army, but this is not going to work. And here we go, we are going to have another encounter, and all these Marines are going to die. This Thor is the only thing that really survived. It died by the Ultralisk, but the army is completely annihilated by all these siege tanks. My goodness, that's a lot of siege tanks. And we are going to see him back away once again, try to produce more Marines. And he easily does that. Even the Thor's coming out on the field as well. We are going to see lots of Ultralisk on the field. Army count is going to be 108 to 69, still in favor of Faith after losing all those Marines, and he's able to produce a lot more. Here comes the push. All these siege tanks are going to basically destroy this army with ease. Oh my goodness, that army just got destroyed, and there goes Desolate. He's going to leave the game. That just shows you how powerful siege tanks are with +3. They were just able to destroy everything, and the Vikings on the up on top to deal with any mutas and broodlords and corruptors. Just a well played game from Faith there. And mules, my goodness, talk about the econ was able to boost up there with all those mules. But in there, we did have Faith coming back there, 50 to 67 there. At one point, he was down 23 to 60 or something ridiculous like that. I love you, Faith. You're awesome. But anyways, there's that game. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. That was a lot of fun to cast. Sorry if I missed a few things. Starts to get those long games like that. You start to, like in the middle game, you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? You miss things. I'm working on that though. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and follow me on my Justin.tv account. If you guys have any replays you want me to cast, send them my way. I love to cast anybody's replays. Low level, high level, mid level, whatever you are, send them my way. I'll cast them, I'll look at them, give you feedback if I can. If you're a low level player, I'll make it a tutorial video. Anyways, thanks for watching once again. I'm going to actually shut up and go into the next game because this one was pretty long, and it's going to take me forever to upload this already. So anyways, you guys take it easy. Thanks for watching.